goes into the sand. The ocean looks like 1,000 diamonds strewn across a blue blanket. You lean against the wind, pretending you're weightless, and in this moment you're happy. Okay, now imagine you're at the beach and you're looking at the ocean and stuff, but you're in it. And you're in a kayak and the waves are crashing all over you. Personally, that's where I like to be at the beach rather than just sitting behind, in the sand. Yeah. The first time I ever had this experience kayaking was on my 11th birthday, and after we passed the breakers, this huge, big shadow went under us, and it turns out it was just a sea turtle, but it was still really scary. And despite this and numerous other experiences where I've been hit in the head with a kayak, I still keep coming back. Kayaks haven't always just been for fun. Now they're used for fishing and just experience adrenaline rush maybe. But in the beginning, they were used by Arctic people, and this guy in particular, they would go hunting, and that's made out of seal bladder, and it's sealed so he could hide all of his stuff in the kayak, and he would be out there for weeks just looking for food and hunting for his family. It's pretty much unsinkable, in this tough situation, and you see where he's at in the ocean, it's very calm. Today's kayaks have evolved a lot since then. Now they're not made of wood, mostly they're made of plastic, which makes them a lot more durable, and they're really lightweight, and they can be drained really easily if you get water in them. This one in particular is a whitewater kayak, and you see he's wearing a skirt, and those aren't typical in your ocean kayaks, but so water can't get inside, and if you flip over, it really sucks in those because it's really hard to flip back over. But it's really good for against the rapids, and you're turning and everything. And also, you guys, he has a nose plug because it gets really rough out there. And also, helmets are really important in that situation because, you flip over and hit a rock, and that's bad news. This is an ocean kayak, which is what I like to do. And you see they're made differently. You sit on top of these kayaks. The reason for that is if you flip over, which happens a lot in these because of the waves, you just flip it right back over and crawl back in, and you're pretty much set. Right now, there are about 2.3 million kayakers paddling around every year. This is according to IntegratedLandManagementBureau.com. And next I have a video of my family kayaking this summer. It's a lot harder than it actually looks, as you'll see here. It's really easy to flip over because of the waves, and you have to know, my experience from what I know about kayaking is pretty much from experience. I haven't taken any lessons or anything, but it's really important to have your kayak facing toward the wave, not necessarily straight out toward the ocean, but directly toward the wave, because you'll flip over. And that happens a lot. You get used to it. At first it's really scary, but you get used to it. And also, once you flip out and you're in the breakers, it's really hard to get back going, because obviously you just keep getting knocked over. And it's really, really fun though, even though you are getting knocked around everywhere. So, like I was saying, once you get out there, past the breakers, you're okay, but it's getting out there that's the fun part and the hard part. Coming back in is also really difficult because, once again, you have to be pointed in the right direction and not, you can't be pointed straight towards shore. You have to be pointed with the current, or you flip over. And that's where you get hit in the head and stuff with a kayak, because the wave comes and you'll be like this, and then it just flips over and hits you in the head. But the plastic ones are lightweight, so that's really not too much of a problem. You get a bruise, and you're okay. Something else that's really important and seems lame is to wear a life jacket, because, everybody thinks, hey, I can swim, I'm old, or whatever. But when you flip out there, and it's, really deep, stop laughing at me. When you get out there and it's really deep, and there's a big wave coming, you need your life jacket because you don't want to drown, and you don't think that's a big deal, but like really when it's deep and there's waves coming over you, not good. Another thing, it depends. There's different kinds of kayaks. Like this one is a 2-person kayak, obviously. You have the heavier person in the back part, and they're the main steer. Like they have to direct the kayak more so than the person in front. And the 1-person kayaks are easier to flip, so sometimes it's good just to have your 2-person kayak and put 1 person in the middle. So the next time you're at the beach and you're sitting there, like just watching the waves, think about what you could be doing, and maybe next time you'll go for the ocean.